Hello, and welcome to Resort Trades Learning Center. I'm Sharon Wilson, publisher of Resort Trades magazine. This is our June issue, by the way. If you haven't received your copy yet in the mail, send an email to Marla at thetrades.com. And also make sure you're on our mailing list if you're not already. Today we're exploring a very exciting new campaign from ARDA. They have connected with a group that's hitting the road this summer, literally. In fact, it's already hit. And joining me is Lauren McCommon, Director of PR and Communications at ARDA. Lauren is here to share the story behind ARDA's latest campaign, the Timesharing Summer Road Trip, and also talk a little bit about how it's helping to introduce the timeshare lifestyle to a new generation of travelers, and this time from outside the industry. So, Lauren, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Sharon. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. I'm very, as I was saying earlier, I love all the activities and initiatives that ARDA has been taking. It's phenomenal. You guys are taking no prisoners, as it were. So,
thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about what led to this campaign and how you came to partner with Roadtrippers.
Yeah, absolutely. So the concept for this campaign really came about when we started to notice some travel trends and reports earlier in the year indicating that road trips are going to be the go-to way to travel this summer. Factors like real ID requirements and some economic uncertainty were really causing travelers to want to budget and stay a little bit closer to home. And we saw that trend with owners as well. According to our recent Vacation Ownership Sentiment Index by ARDA Research and Insights, we found that 62% of timeshare owners are planning to drive to their resort this summer instead of fly. And we had these insights in mind. We knew people would be road tripping, but we wanted to find a way to make timeshare a natural part of the conversation by showing how timesharing can help families maximize their time together on the road this summer. Because let's face it, road trips are great. They're full of fun and adventure, but at the end of the day, you're cramming into a car for hours at a time, only to then cram into a hotel room. And that's just not an ideal way to travel, especially if you're traveling with extended family members or friends. The more people you have, the more difficult it is to find the right accommodations on the road. But timeshares really take road trips to the next level because you can have the spacious accommodations, you can have the branded experience and top amenities, which make timesharing so great. And then plus, timeshares are located along some of the most iconic U.S. road trip routes, so that gave this campaign even more legs.
For current owners or members of timeshare or vacation ownership resorts, this Roadtrippers idea is going to help be a motivator to get them out. And
Absolutely.
If they visit their resorts and enjoy their resorts, they'll continue to pay their annual fees and other mortgages if they have them. So, maybe we could talk about the partnership a little bit more and talk about other influencer partnerships you guys are working on.
Sure. So I'll start with sort of the goal of this campaign, which was to really show travelers why timeshares are a great way to maximize their vacation experiences. We know that staying at a resort with suites that have multiple bedrooms and a full kitchen where people can make meals together and a dining space where you can sit down and actually enjoy your meals. You're not crammed onto a hotel bed eating out of a takeout box. And things like, an in-suite washer and dryer, which means you don't have to pack as much. You can wash your clothes while you're on your vacation. We know that all of these things make timesharing a much better way to travel on the road. And then you pair that with, these amenities like pools and game rooms and movie theaters. Some of our resorts even have full water parks. But we wanted to show other people and tell families who maybe haven't experienced timesharing yet why this was such a great way to travel. And that is what led us to approach Roadtrippers as our partner for this initiative. And Roadtrippers is the #1 road trip planning app in the US. They have over 1 million downloads a year. And their primary user is really our target audience for this campaign, because we are trying to speak to the people aged 28 to 59 who are really primed to the timeshare model and primed to become owners in the future. They have families, maybe they have heard of timesharing, but they haven't tried it before, or they timeshared when they were younger, but haven't as grown adults. And so the fact that those were the same people who were downloading and using the Roadtrippers app made them a natural partner for us. And then you pair that with the fact that they have the expertise to develop itineraries that are engaging and to identify which road trip routes were going to really be popular this summer, and share those insights with us so that we could work with our members to pair those routes with the resorts we wanted to highlight. And that works great, because with 1,500 timeshare resorts in the US, there are so many amazing properties to choose from. So we've been really excited to partner with them. And from this partnership, we were able to create 6 itineraries, which I am happy to talk a little bit more about. These are all downloadable, interactive itineraries that anyone can take this summer. You don't have to be an owner. The idea is to get people excited about timesharing, even if you've never tried it before. Get out there and try it. And I'll kind of go through each one, because we have had so much fun creating these with Roadtrippers. So Route 66 is the classic American road trip route. It starts in Chicago and goes all the way to San Diego. And then we have the Atlantic coast. That's that East Coast icons one you see there. That stretches from Rhode Island all the way to South Florida. And it stops in places like Boston, Cape Cod, New York City, Williamsburg, the Carolinas, Atlanta, Orlando, Palm Beach, pretty much anywhere on the Eastern Seaboard you want to go. And then we have our Florida Coastal and Everglades route. And this is a pure, tried and true Florida route. It starts in Orlando, so you can check out the theme parks, and then gives you the option to go to either coast. So you can either go to the Atlantic coast and stay in Cape Canaveral or Cocoa Beach, or you can go over to the West Coast, the Gulf Coast, and stay in places like Marco Island and Naples. And it goes all the way down to Miami before finishing in Key West. And then moving to the west side of the country, we have Canyonlands to Grand Canyon. And this is a national parks trip. It starts in Moab in Utah, where you can visit the amazing national parks that are available there. You've got Canyonlands, you've got Zion, you've got Arches, and then you can make your way to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon. And this one also has the option to finish in Las Vegas. So after you're done exploring the national parks, head on over to Vegas and have some fun there. And then finally, all the way to the west side of the country is the Pacific Coast Highway, another iconic bucket list route stretching from Seattle to San Diego. And then the last one we did was the San Andreas Fault Wine Country route. And this is a new one that our friends at Roadtrippers told us about that's gaining a little bit of more popularity with their audience. And it follows the San Andreas Fault line through the vineyards of the Sonoma Coast all the way down to Southern California. So it's a new way to experience wine country. And we had some great properties to highlight along that one too. So really there's a road trip for every type of traveler for this one.
I think it's so great because, and I would think resort professionals or resort management would like to mention these maybe in their e-newsletters or newsletters to their members.
Absolutely. And like I said, yes, you can take this if you're not a timeshare owner. We aim to educate the traveling public about timeshares, but if you are an owner, this is also a great opportunity to really use your points and really use your time and go to these great places and explore all these great resorts. We are so excited about these itineraries that we also wanted to partner with some influencers, which I think maybe is what you're about to ask me, to take these trips and actually show their followers what it's like to be on one of these road trip itineraries this summer. So these are the influencers that we partnered with. We've already seen some of them start to take their road trips and start to post some of their content to their followers, and we are really loving what we're seeing. Everyone is really engaging with it, and it's a great way for us, again, to educate a different audience about the timesharing lifestyle.
That's great. That's really, really good. Do you have a way to track how many how many fans or friends or whatever these influencers have, and how many times they post and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. We can see all of the engagement in real time. We also get stats back from these influencers after we're done with the trip to see who engaged, who followed, who went to the link that they have in their bio to these, where you can download these itineraries. So we'll have all of those great stats when we are finished with the campaign. But we specifically chose these influencers because of the followers that they have. We knew that they were in our target audience. Again, we've got, Rachel, who's taking Route 66 with her husband. She stayed in 3 resorts along Route 66. We have Romesick, who is a couple. They did the Florida Coastal and Everglades route. They're based in Orlando, so they went down to Miami, and then now they're actually right now in Key West, enjoying their time there. And then Rich and Regular, and they are a family who does a podcast about making the most out of your financial situation in every aspect of life. So we thought they were a great family to put on this road trip because they're really talking about the value you get when you travel like this. It's much more than, yes, you get to hop in a car and you're saving on flights and things like that, but because of the great amenities that timeshares offer, being able to cook in your suite, not having to dine out every single meal, having the space where the whole family can stay in one place together, having the experiences on site where entertainment becomes a part of the adventure at the resort. It's not just about getting to the next destination. The whole family can be entertained for days on end at these timeshare resorts. And that's why we really picked these partners. We felt they were really great people to have the target audience that we were looking for. And we're really excited to see the results at the end of the summer.
And I'd encourage any of our industry professionals watching this video to go out and like these influencers and subscribe to their channels and support them.
Yes, that would be great.
I'll support you too.
We're also resharing the content on Love My Timeshare. It's at Love My Timeshare. So if you follow that, you'll be able to see how ARDA is resharing that as well.
That's great. And pardon if I interject, as a publisher of Resort Trades, I'm going to think about ways I can incorporate this message into our monthly magazine, like maybe a history of who's done what I can gather from these influencers.
That would be great. Yeah.
Be great content. Yeah.
Great content. Great content.
That's wonderful. So, well, we'll put links to all of the information that we've discussed, the URLs, including GoTimesharing.com in the YouTube description. And I wanted to thank you, Lauren, for sharing what ARDA's been up to. I'm so impressed and I'm so delighted and applaud you guys for your creativity and your innovative approach to launching these initiatives. This is not the first I've heard of. You guys.
Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, thank you so much. And you mentioned GoTimesharing.com. That is a new consumer-facing website that we just stood up. And it is really a resource for anybody who wants to learn about timeshares, but maybe doesn't know a lot about them or doesn't know where to start. And you can find all the basic information about timeshares on this site. You can learn about major developers. You can find frequently asked questions. You can read owner testimonials about why timesharing is a great way to travel. So I encourage anybody who is maybe in your readership, if you're talking to someone who doesn't know what a timeshare is and you want to direct them somewhere that isn't the industry association or isn't a branded website, this is a great third-party website where people can go and just learn about the product and learn about the experience and get all the information that they need.
Okay, great. Well, now I encourage all of our viewers to be sure and subscribe to any of these channels, certainly to Resort Trades channel, and go ahead and like and comment, and let's keep the momentum going from this.
Yeah.
And certainly wanted to also connect with you on LinkedIn. If you're there, Lauren and I are both on LinkedIn. So
Yes, please.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to connect with anyone out there. Also, always happy to hear feedback on how ARDA is doing. Please feel free to send us a note, and we'd love to connect.
Yes, absolutely. And again, Lauren, thank you so much. This is
Thank
really
you.
exciting, actually.
Great. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. We'll circle back, I'm sure, in the near future.
Sounds good. Thank you, Sharon.